Hello and welcome back to our KSP Career. In the previous episode we have successfully put a probe in the orbit around Moon. So the scientists have deducted that it would really be pretty simple to actually perform a manned return from orbit of the Moon. So that is the thing that we will be doing today. Yes, you heard correctly, I'm actually just looking at the contract for putting a satellite in the orbit around Kerbin. But I think it would be way cooler to do a manned return from the orbit of the Moon. Yes. Alright, so with that thing being said, let's take a look at our orbiter candidate 1. I think it's actually pretty successful. I don't think it needs many more modifications. I just want to be slapping quickly another experiment there, because I do want it to return a little bit more science than it did. Yeah, most of the science has been done, so I really want to actually return some more science. Anyway, I want to be replacing these solar panels with a better one. Come on. 2 photovoltaic panels, 3x2, yes. And we're gonna be calling it Moon or Moon Flyby. Yeah, we're gonna do a Moon Flyby actually. There we go. We have a high gain antenna and I think that should be good enough. Alright, with that thing being said, I actually have the radial decouplers and I want to be putting a little bit more oomph, and I'm thinking 2 hammer boosters. There we go. And I don't have the rocket nose proper, so I was even thinking of taking a smaller ones. But they were actually giving me too little delta V so really no, and even thrust to weight was too low. So yes, I needed the hammers. So I'm actually gonna take the hammers, I'm gonna thrust limit them to around 1.6-ish. I'm gonna place these cones and pretend that they actually do something, and then we're gonna be rolling out this thing to the launch pad, and I'm gonna try and figure out which Kerbal to send. And I'm thinking, since we have a Kerbonaut that has just recently earned his wings, yes, I think I'm gonna be taking, well, Dorothy no, but Alex, you're up. Good luck, buddy. Alright, with this thing being said, and up, 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 and away we go. Oh, look at that moon beautifully looking up there. Okay, great. So, we are going up, detach the SRBs, and we fire up our main engine, and we are going up ever so slightly. Look at the moon looking up in the night sky. Beautiful. Or actually night sky. What the hell is wrong with me? So, we are a little bit experiencing the wobbliness, however, we are doing quite well. We have a total of 3.7 thousand meters per second. That's only gonna go up once we actually enter the Kerbin orbit. Or actually, it's not gonna go up, but you know, the PUG engine will get an update in terms of the vacuum ISP. So our apoapsis is rising, and we are roughly now at 60 kilometers. I mean, on the apoapsis side, and as always we're gonna go for the 100-kilometer apoapsis, and then we'll be circularizing. Then we're gonna just coast up there and then circularize. There we go. So, as you can tell, it's pretty efficient. I'm actually liking it. So, we're gonna do the circularization. 100 by 100. I always put 100 by 100, but I never go there. Okay, so we'll need to start burn in 1 minute 55 seconds. Alright. Pointing the rocket prograde. And then we have a total of 574 meters per second, which is gonna be done a little bit over a half on the, I think it's the PUG engine. I am not exactly sure. It's either PUG or it's the other one. Gonna check. Anyway, coasting up to the apoapsis. The burn will be starting roughly in 20 seconds. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Getting 3.2 thrust to weight on this stage and 0.68 on the second stage, which means it will be burning for 228 seconds. Or actually no, it will be burning for 40 seconds, but it has the delta V to burn for 220 seconds. Let's activate the communitron so that we have the communications to Kerbin. I mean, when you have the Kerbonaut, like Alex, pilot, manning the thing, it's less of a requirement. However, with probes, it's pretty much mandatory. So forgive me if I'm, you know, by default, immediately enabling the communications and whatnot. So. Okay, we're almost in the orbit. 40 meters per second to go. Alright, 102 by 97. That's close enough. Alex, you did good. That being said, let's unfoil the solar panels. These 3x2s are actually much cooler for the landers and, you know, person-related craft. When it comes to the 1.1 times, I think, 6, it's much more nicer, I think, for the probes and whatnot. I don't know, that's just my personal preference. Alright, so now what we want to do is we wanted to plan the moon periapsis, and as you can tell, I've already prepared. I wanted to skip the boring part of me fiddling and trying to get the moon periapsis. Let me know if you really guys want to see it, but I think you've seen it plenty of times. And when I will be doing our first interplanetary missions, I'm going to show the first time when I'm fiddling with the maneuver node, so you get a rough feeling of how it's done. But when it comes to repetitive stuff, I'm trying to cut the boring parts out. Right, so with that being said, our burn time is 1 minute 37 seconds, and we're supposed to be burning in roughly 2.5 minutes. Let's slightly time accelerate until we get to that point. Alright. 30 seconds. 10 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Yeah, this is the Pug engine, actually. You can tell by these small, you know, circular or ball-shaped tank look at the bottom. Beautiful. Look at this. Look at us go. Oh, and we have the also radiation scanner on top. Good to know. We do have to burn for quite some time. I'm thinking total 1 minute to go. As I said, this engine doesn't have the world's best thrust to weight, but it's a good fuel economy, so I'll take it. So we actually have to be in orbit around the moon when we, you know, when we get there, and then we will be leaving the orbit. So we will get to the moon. We're not just gonna do a flyby. We're coming to the moon. We're gonna get into orbit, and then we're gonna return from the orbit back home. So that's the plan anyway. 300 meters per second to go. $200 meters per second. Alex, you are looking good, buddy. Oh, look, and the moon slowly rose above the horizon. You know, there's one thing about playing KSP that always gets me back. One is this fantastic music by Kevin MacLeod, and the second part is actually enjoying these transfers and, you know, just exploring space. It's just, I don't know, there's just something just... I cannot put my finger on it, but there's just something that draws me back to KSP every time. Do let me know if that happens same to you guys as well. Alright. Our periapsis is 41, I think that's decent enough. I do want to save a little bit of our delta V. I don't know how much delta V we're gonna have. Arubei, yes. And this chatting that you hear, it's the mod that I have, it's Chatter. I don't know, it keeps things, you know, nice and communicative, I don't know. However, we have activated the remote tech antenna, and now we're gonna slowly leave the Kerbin's sphere of influence and go to the moon. Bye-bye, Kerbin. Crossing radiation belt exposed to extreme radiation. Whoops. By the way, guys, I'm complete noob to playing with Kerbalism. Are there any shielded like pods, or if you know, let me know in the comments below, because this is actually the first time I'm playing with Kerbalism. I have literally no idea what these radiation stuff means, but I think it would make stuff a little bit more interesting, don't you think? Oh, I just love these cloud formations above Kerbin. They're so fluent, they look so nice. Alright. Leaving Kerbin behind. We'll get back to you soon enough. Another radiation belt exposed to extreme radiation. Alex, I hope you won't be glowing in the dark. I mean, he's green. If he glows in the dark, who would tell? Anyway, we have crossed into the moon sphere of influence, so I'm just gonna add a maneuver node which will help us circularize. And I'm thinking a highly elliptical orbit, because why not? I don't want to be wasting too much delta V. I do want to go as low as possible and then as high as possible to collect this, you know, some scientific data. There we go. So do I really want to go that low? 271. I don't know. I think it's actually better this way. Right. That thing being said, let's point our rocket maneuver prograde and then just gently accelerate and get to the periapsis, shall we? Burn time will be 11 seconds and we need to start in 1 hour and 34 minutes. Probably I'm gonna kick the experiments, see if any of them get running, especially important for the crew report and the materials study. Yes. Because these are the two experiments that I'm hoping that I will return from this orbit. Okay, going nicely. And since I'm doing a post commentary, maybe what I should have done, I should have burned radially inwards to get a lower periapsis, to even collect the low moon, low in space around moon, but then again, what would be the fun in that? I'm not one of the type of the players who min-maxes everything and I want to make sure that all of my returns are quickly. I'm just enjoying the exploration at a leisure pace. Let me know what's your view on the above. But, by the way, speaking of EVA, we can do an EVA and just collect an EVA report as well. Look at this. This is actually a screenshot for the episode. The one thing that actually slightly terrifies me is that, Alex, you don't have a spacewalk suit, you know? You just have your little parachute, which will actually, if you ever detach from the capsule, it will do diddly squat. So, hold on to your nuts. EVA report will be done in 25 seconds. So good. I hope you're not writing with one hand and holding yourself with the other one. Exposed to moderate radiation. Yeah. Alright, soon enough. Come on, come on. And then get back in. Good. We're done. Board. Beautiful. How is the material study going? It also completed its research. Beautiful. So I think it's time that we go for the circularization burn, which is supposed to be happening in roughly... And we have transmitted some observations of the situation. I think the material study you actually need to return to Kerbin. You cannot send it. I just hope that you can still, you know, collect the scientific data, because I don't think I have placed the heat shield below this stage. So Do let me know in the comments because, well, you know, actually you don't need to. I'll find out soon enough. So the burn will be starting in roughly 50 seconds. And then we will be circularizing, well, not circularizing, just doing a highly elliptical orbit around Mun. Collect the data and bug out and get back home in time for, you know, football and snacks. Or curveball, whatever you're gonna call it. And I realized one thing, given that this craft is dancing around a little bit because, yeah, Alex is a pilot level 0, so he can control it a bit, but, you know, still takes time. Anyway, I'm just planning a maneuver node to get back to Kerbin as quickly and efficiently as possible in as little delta V as humanly possible. So I'm just trying to find the lowest point of the Kerbin apoapsis approach. I think it's somewhere around here. Oh, and oh, okay, the periapsis is coming that way. Good. 1.46 million. Let's see if we can reduce it. I need to put it down somewhere around 35, 40-ish. So I think we'll have plenty of delta V. Yeah, I think that will be fine. 40? Shall we keep it around 40? 39-ish? I think that would be good enough. Alright. Now, that being said, let's just warp to the maneuver node. There we go. Okay, maneuver node is in 3 minutes, so let's just quickly orient ourselves towards the maneuver prograde. By the way, let me just collect the science. So material study is waiting. I think it's done. So what I want to do is I want to stop it. I want to get Alex out and collect the science. So EVA, come on. Walk slowly down, just don't get lost, please. No aim camera. Okay, we can take the data. Okay, we can take the data. Good. And then I want to board it. None of the data transferred. Oh, oh boy. Why not the data transfer? Because maybe it doesn't have the data modules or it doesn't have enough data. Guys, can some of you explain maybe in the comments why doesn't it want to transfer? We have one data slot. Aha, maybe data 1 slot and we already have a crew report there. Ah no, those are samples. Oh. So that's the problem. Yeah, it's samples, we need to return them. Alright. I actually think I've then gonna botch that one. Well, we'll see how it goes. It would be a shame, it's 36 science. Alright, burn coming up in 30 seconds. And hit it. So not a big burn, 150 meters per second, that's roughly 10 to 15 seconds. Perfect. Alright, I think it's time to leave Mun behind and slowly go back to Kerbin. Yes. Thank you for having us, Mun. Thanks for the science that we most likely won't be consuming entirely, but it's been fun. What do you think, Alex? Did you have a good time? I certainly hope you did. Come on, you're the first Kerbal to see Mun from this close. I'd say it's quite an honor. You will be able to tell your grandchildren that you have actually been the first Kerbal to visit the Mun. If you survive the re-entry, that is. Let's hope you will. Bye, Mun, and thanks for the science. Right, so, beep beep, yes. Now it's time that we slowly orient ourselves more towards the Kerbin. I think we are changing the sphere of influence somewhere around here. Usually time slows down. And there's the Kerbin. Wonderful. Time to accelerate ever so slightly and let us get to the Kerbin and return there. I'm just wondering how will the re-entry be, given the fact that we are coming in hot. We'll be coming quite quickly. So yeah, it will be interesting to observe. Alright, we're coming in. I think it would be best that we actually point the rocket retrograde. Let's fold in the antennas. Transmit all science. Okay, you also deactivate. There we go. This one is deactivated. This one actually we can try to transmit all the science. I don't see anything being transmitted though. Ah, then deactivate. Okay. There we go, and time to do a return. Point the rocket retrograde, and let's get in there. Screeny for posterity, and coming in. This is it, Alex. Get ready for the rigors of the re-entry. Looks so peaceful, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Alright, so when the acceleration actually slows down, we know we have hit the atmosphere. And it should be right about now-ish. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly orient ourselves retrograde. And we have still 528 meters per second in the stage. I might as well burn them just to burn off a little bit of these orbital velocity. I have put the re-entry slightly time accelerated just in case. Okay, this is gonna reheat. Okay, let's decouple this and wait. Did I just get rid of all the materials-based science? Please tell me I didn't. Why does it no longer says... Oh, because I never managed to successfully transfer the data. Oh, GrunfWorks, you big doofus. Well, alright, well, at least gonna be returning the crew report, hopefully. Seems like Alex is doing everything just fine. And I don't want to go for a splashdown. I really want to land on the hard surface. So let's kick in this. Oh, what was that? 10G? Alex, do you feel like a pancake? Let's cut down the chutes. Because if you don't cut down the chutes, it will take forever to get all the way down. So, and I really don't want it. So we are coming down quite quickly with the magic of post-processing and 250% acceleration. I'm gonna be opening the parachutes roughly now at 2000, and they will fully deploy around 800, meaning that we will get a nice, cool landing. See? At 350, we managed to stop completely. Alex, I was never worried for you for a second there, buddy. And look at this descent. There we go. Perfect landing. And we have some science recovered, which is not ideal, but yes, we lost the materials bay. We'll have to do it again. Oh well. However, Alex has gotten the star, and look at all these exceptional ribbons. First Mun Orbit ribbon, First Moon EVA, Dangerous EVA, Kerbin EVA, wonderful. So guys, I think it's a good place to call it for today. Thank you very much for watching. As always, you know what to do. Like if you like the episode, hit subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next cool episode. Thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks, signing off.